Have you ever wanted a game inspired by Adventure Time, Scooby-Doo, or Castle Crashers? If you said yes, you should pay attention to this review. Here are my 2 cents on the Newton Mystery. Set in the titular town of Newton, this visual novel platforming hybrid revolves around the misadventures of a ragtag group of monster hunters. Working under the alias of a bird-watching club, the 5 teens work to keep this small town of eccentric folk safe from ghosts, ghouls, and gentrification. Over the span of 5 episodes, you'll swap between the members of the bird-watching club to overcome a wide range of challenges. Each of the members has their own unique set of super skills, from Tess's ghost form and demonic bullets to Phil's fish form. Each character has obvious strengths and weaknesses, and using them in tandem can be a lot of fun. I would have preferred a way to swap between characters aside from a selection wheel though. By the end of the game, I was kind of annoyed with how often I had to pull up the selection wheel, only to pull it up again seconds later. An option to cycle between characters via a button input could be really useful here. When it came to the actual gameplay, the Newton Mystery really surprised me with how much variety it had. In addition to the various puzzles and platforming, you'll also experience bullet hell segments, visual novel segments, and even a trading card rhythm game, with that last bit having over 150 cards for you to find and collect during your playthrough. There's a lot to do in the Newton Mystery, and the love and expression that was poured into this game couldn't be more obvious. So you could imagine my surprise when I found out just how buggy this game is. We're talking about things like dialogue with invisible characters, glitchy platforming, inconsistent performance, and countless grammatical and spelling errors. It is incredibly jarring just how low the bar for quality is here, because so much of the Newton Mystery feels inspired and full of creativity. It's disappointing, because I do feel that proper Q&A could go a long way in improving this game. Hopefully we'll see some patches in the future that address these issues. On a more positive note, the Newton Mystery really does evoke a sense of nostalgia when things are working as intended. While I do have gripes about the overarching story, I do think this game works really well as a love letter to Saturday morning cartoons. A larger set of narratives are set up throughout the game that ultimately left me unfulfilled, but I overlook some of that when considering the Newton Mystery as a whole. There's a healthy amount of lore to unpack in the game, and it's elevated further once you start talking with more of the magical creatures in Newton. Learning about the goblins, vampires, and other creatures that live in the town definitely help with my enjoyment. And with plenty of parallels to real life, the Newton Mystery can feel fun and engaging without feeling too emotional or overly preachy. I should also mention that not all the dialogue landed with me, and that's probably because I haven't been a teenager in over 10 years, but when the jokes, quips, and references land, they are genuinely witty. While the jokes don't warrant laugh-out-loud reactions often, I do think the Newton Mystery carries an overall feeling of not taking things too seriously. If we don't get a follow-up to this game, I think it would be awesome to see the series turn into an animated show. The soundtrack is great, too, full of indie tunes from Midwest emo to nightcore. The Newton Mystery's music is an absolute treat. It captures the feelings of the small-town setting while also leaving room for the game's more exciting moments. There's an issue with wildly inconsistent volume from song to song, and between tracks and sound effects that I should mention here as well, but outside of that, I think the game's music selection is fantastic, and certainly one of the standout aspects for me. Overall, the Newton Mystery is an enjoyable but flawed experience. If you can overlook the inconsistencies in the gameplay and dialogue, there is a charming and nostalgic adventure waiting to take you on a wholesome cruise. With witty and self-aware dialogue, a fantastic and varied soundtrack, and allusions to real life that aren't too ham-fisted, the Newton Mystery is well worth the low cost of admission. There's more than enough content to enjoy here, including an entire TCG/rhythm game that is way more fun than it has any right to be. It would be cool to see a follow-up in the future, whether that be in the form of a sequel or an animated series. The Newton Mystery has potential, and it would be amazing to see that potential realized. If you enjoyed this review and would like to see more of it, consider supporting Atrocious Gaming. Whether it's a subscription, a like, or a comment, every little bit helps in making us the one-stop shop for the latest in indie game news, reviews, and playthroughs.